Hello everyone, my name is Tony Bracha, here at the opening day of the Big Sky Basketball Tournament in Boise, Idaho. The women's side of the bracket gets started with Portland State against Weber State, followed by the Sacramento State Hornets taking on the Idaho State Bengals. On the men's side, Sacramento State's also starting us off against the University of Idaho Vandals, and finally, to end the night, NAU is taking on Idaho State. The opening game of the tournament was a back-and-forth battle between the 10th-seeded Portland State Vikings and the 9th-seeded Weber State Wildcats. Despite not scoring a single field goal in the first quarter, the Wildcats came away with a 62-53 victory and will now take on the 1-seeded Eastern Washington Eagles today at noon. The 8th-seed Sac State Hornets scored the first upset victory of the day over the 7th-seeded Idaho State Bengals. Sac State outscored the Bengals 28-9 in the fourth quarter and came away with a 73-55 win. The Hornets are the youngest team in D1 women's basketball and look to upset the 2nd-seeded NAU Lumberjacks today at 2:30. On the men's side of the tournament, number 10 Sacramento State survived another game and took down the 9th-seeded Idaho Vandals. Senior forward Akol Mawine scored a career-high 25 points and led the Hornets to a 72-64 victory. They will take on the number 1 seeded Eastern Washington Eagles at 5 p.m. tonight. In the final game of the night, the 7th-seeded NAU Lumberjacks were defeated in the opening round of the tournament by the 8th-seeded Idaho State Bengals. After going down 2 going into halftime, the Bengals took advantage of costly turnovers and broke through the defense to win 68-60. Idaho State will now take on the 2nd-seeded Northern Colorado Bears tonight at 8:30. From the Big Sky Tournament in Boise, Idaho, I'm Tony Bracha, CAF Sports.